when you're doing conversions within the imperial system, you will want to rely on this conversion chart, which is on your formula sheet. You don't have to memorize those numbers. So in this first example, some of it you may know, other ones you may not. It says convert 6 feet 7 inches to inches. So in this case, I'm going to take the portion of the unit that's not already in inches and just convert that. So I've got 6 feet. And what I've been told in my chart is that there are 12 inches per 1 foot. Now, some of you know just to multiply by 12, but I'm showing it to you this way so you can see how the feet measurement cancels out. And then you've got 6 times 12. So that 6 feet becomes 72 inches. And then don't forget about that 7 inches that was there to start with. So 72 plus 7. Now they didn't give you much room there, but altogether that's going to be 79 inches. Now the next one's similar, 5 yards and 2 feet. We're going to convert the whole thing to feet. So let's take that 5 yards and look to your chart here. Each yard has 3 feet. So 5 yards times 3 feet per yard, for 1 yard. In other words, 5 times 3. That means those 5 yards are equivalent to 15 feet. And just like before, don't forget about the 2 feet that we had to start with. So 15 plus 2 altogether makes 17 feet. Now, some of you will find conversions within the imperial system as easy as those in the metric system. Some of you might find it easier because you have the chart in front of you. It just depends how familiar you are with these units. So in this case, I've got 1 mile, 255 yards, and they want us to convert the whole thing to yards. So let's just convert that mile to yards, and we do have a conversion here. 1 mile is 1,760 yards, so actually that's already converted 1 times 1760 over 1. So 1,760 yards plus that 255 we had started with. So I got 2,015 yards. Now the next one says 51 inches, and they want it converted to feet and inches. So what that tells me is that it doesn't convert to an even whole number of feet. I'm going to have some left over. So 51 inches. You can use a proportion or you can just divide. And I want you to do whichever one makes more sense to you. If I said this, I would say there's each foot is has 12 inches in it. Now I've used this proportional setup because it might seem familiar to you. Some of you, and that's an I, not a 1, some of you will know just to take 51 inches and divide it into 12. That does the same thing. When I reduce that, it goes in 4 whole times. I'm left with 3 inches out of 12. So I'm just taking this 51 over 12 and reducing it. 12 goes into 51 4 times, leaves 3 twelfths. So that would be 4 feet, 3 inches. Now the next one says 73 feet to yards and feet. I'm going to do a similar thing to what I did last time. 73 feet. And I know that there is 3 feet per yard, so I'm going to divide here. I assume that that second way was easier for you guys. So 73 feet, there are 3 feet per yard, so I'm going to divide it by 3. Now you just reduce this fraction. 3 goes into 73 24 times, and it leaves a remainder of 1 out of 3. So that's 24 yards and 1 foot. Now the very last one, 4,215 yards to miles and yards. And that's that final one there. 1 mile is 1,760 yards. So let's go 4,215 divided by 1,760. And just reduce that. So I did 4215 divided by 1,760. It goes in 2 whole times. There's a remainder of 695 over 1,760. And then just reduce that. If you can, as I look, no, I can't. So I'm just going to leave it as 2 miles, 695 yards.